Apple has released their top 10 photography apps, and as a professional photographer, these are my thoughts on all of them. Starting off, the real only photography camera app. The most are just editing. This allows you to have manual control of your smartphone camera. You can control manual focus, you can control manual settings such as shutter speed and ISO, and you can use different modes like macro. You can turn focus peaking on and off, and you can turn the histogram on and off so you can see how properly exposed or not your photo is. The ISO slider seems to work like brightening and darkening the photo, and the shutter speed has a bit of a different flavor to the exposure. The image is a little contrastier than when you adjust the ISO. Now, this app does not have a free version, they have a free trial, and for me, somebody who is a professional photographer, although I love manual controls, I don't think this is worth it for the iPhone, although for some of you, it might be. Lightleap. This is just in the random order that Apple told me to download them. After you get set up, you're prompted to do a regular subscription, but you can just hit the X and get rid of that using just the regular free mode. There are magic filters in here that automatically adjust your photos, but upon going through it, I find that they only adjusted a little bit, and I wasn't really thrilled with how the look was. It was okay, so I just turned it off. I tried the healing brush on this photo of me walking down Rodeo Drive, and it got a little confused with the pattern on the cobblestone here, which most healing tools do anyways. As for the sky replacement, you can really tell that the sky was replaced. You can see the blurred edges around where the buildings meet the sky, and at this point in time, there are a lot more powerful editing applications out there that will properly select, mask, and replace your sky within seconds, not having it look muddy like it kind of does here. The one benefit that I do like in this is it has some overlays that can be kind of cool, especially if you're shooting on film or shooting at night. Like this photo here, using some of those lens flares and different bokeh effects can look pretty cool, but only for select images, and there's only a handful that are in the free version, so most of them you'd have to pay for, which I don't really feel like doing. So for me, this is just not really worth it. This is going to get a pass in my book. PixelMator. This not only is similar to Lightroom in the way that it adjusts things, but you can also scale and resize your image using AI to try and create more resolution if you're using a low-res photo. I tried it on a high-res photo as well, and it didn't change anything because it was already high-res. The lower-res scanned JPEG of a photo shot on film turned out okay. Quite honestly, I actually preferred the original scan. It definitely seems like these guys are trying to compete with Adobe Lightroom, and personally, I think it's just not there yet. Plus, Lightroom is totally free, whereas this is more based on a subscription to unlock all the pro features. Darkroom Plus, another one that has pro features and a free version, and we're just playing around with the free version here, doing some adjustments. I like the ability to really fine tune it. Sometimes I think certain apps have it where it scales too much, and you really want to fine tune that leveling as you're cropping there, so that I like. And it seems like they have a lot of great presets here. Some of them are included in the pro version, some are the free version, but I kind of like what I'm seeing for these quick little filter adjustments, so it could be cool if you're just looking for a good filter to post on social. I really like color grading, but the color grading features are a premium option, which is not something that I like. I love to be able to color grade my images, really make them look nice and cinematic, and I'm not able to do this here because I'm cheap. The one feature though with this that does set it apart is the luminance mask, being able to mask just a certain part of the image and brighten and darken and adjust the highlights and shadows of just those areas. That I really like, and I think would be a powerful tool to implement into other softwares, but I think that really gives us an edge, almost enough to make me consider doing a trial, playing around with it more. I'll just stick to what I know. This one's a little different, and that is Bazaart. Or Bazaart. Bazaart, I will call it though, because I think that just sounds better than Bazaart. It shows that you can remove unwanted things from your photos, you can do different overlays, but the real powerful thing for any social media creators is probably the cutouts. Because if you're creating thumbnails, if you're creating YouTube videos and you need a thumbnail for them, you can quickly cut out the background and use that with an image underneath to be able to make a customized thumbnail quick and easy. here's a photo of me on Rodeo Drive, and that quickly and easily cuts out the background, leaving just me, and I can put whatever behind it. I can scale myself up, scale myself down, put text around it, and that is a great feature that I like seeing here, especially because it's in the free version. And most apps that allow you to do this, the cutout feature is a premium option, so I like having that in the free version. There are also different lens flares, overlays, and effects. Some of them are a little weird, like jellyfish, but this isn't something that I would really use. I just like the cutout feature, and I think it could be cool for designers. If you're trying to make cool posts for your brand, then maybe this is one that is worth looking at. Now we're at number 5, and that is Photoroom Studio Photo Editor. This one, you can cut out the background, you can do different effects, you can do different designs that we're gonna see what they can do. I wanted to cut myself out here, put a different background behind me. Maybe we can add a little bit of text as well. So we'll just make a nice, good old clickbaity thumbnail, put clickbait behind my head, move that down so that way my head is cut out over top of the text. And this is really quick and easy to do. The interface is a little clunky and hard to navigate sometimes, which I'm not a huge fan of. And when you go to export the photo, if you have the free version, there is the watermark on there, which you probably don't want. So if you're gonna use this, you'd want the pro version, but I just don't think it's quite right for me. And we're on number 4, ones that you guys have probably heard of more, and that's VSCO, obviously. With VSCO, you can also post your photos, so I understand the community and the photo sharing aspect of it there, which offers something not a lot of these photo editors do. Plus, there are more photo editing features in here. I edited something a little different from the past couple videos, and that is a photo at the beach in LA. We're gonna make it look a little warmer, a little moodier, really get that nice warm beach look here. But also the interface confused me a little bit and I accidentally made the photo black and white. Unlike some of the other apps we looked at, this one definitely has a lot more features that are involved in the standard free version, but there is a premium version that you can pay for to unlock all the added features as well. For quick photos and for easy photo sharing, I think this is a win. But if you're using it primarily for photo editing and you don't want to share anything on VSCO, I think there are other apps that could help you more. We're down to the final 3, and this is Picsart. You've probably seen ads for this around, and we're trying it out. We're using the free version here as we do. And this offers a lot of your standard editing tools, your different hue, saturation, curves, brightness, contrast, etc. You can crop the photo and you can rotate things so you can get them lined up properly like this photo right here. They also have different presets, filters, and effects. I played around with a couple of these, and quite honestly, they're a little weird. They're not really my taste. They're a little over the top, but if you're into that kind of thing, maybe these can be fun. I'm surprised by the amount of tools they actually have in the free version, which was great to see. But something that caught my eye was the AI replace, and I thought this would be funny, so I painted over that lifeguard tower, and then I thought, what if I tell it to replace it with a bus? I thought this was gonna look awful. I was ready to laugh my head off because it would just look totally bizarre. It wouldn't make any sense and it would look like it didn't fit at all. And after a bit of time waiting, it gave me 2 options to pick from, and I went with this one, and this is the result. The right edge looks a little weird, but if you cropped it in, you would actually think there's a bus there. Like, I am genuinely impressed by how that AI just slapped a bus randomly on the beach and how it looks actually okay. The text obviously doesn't really make sense. It's all kind of squished together and it's trying to make sense of nothing, but the bus itself, it kind of works. I'm actually impressed. We're down to the final 2. The runner-up is Affinity Photo. I've used this program many times on my iPad for editing on the go, and honestly, for editing on the iPad, this is pretty much as good as it gets when it comes to photo editing. You have a bunch of custom functionality and professional editing tools that make it possible to do my job on the go. It's not quite as effective as something like Photoshop for desktop or something like that because you are on the touch screen and the interface takes some time to get used to because it is a full-fledged editor and it does come with a price. It's not a recurring subscription. You just pay the fee once, set it and forget it. But this is actually a super powerful photo editor that I use all the time. There's only one left. You might be able to guess what it is. The time has come. We're down to the last app in Apple's top 10 photography app list, and that, of course, is Adobe Lightroom. This is something that I use to edit all my photos on my phone, on my iPad. I use them to cull, sort, and do edits on the desktop. It's something that I'm super familiar with and have been using for years. Now, this is always getting updates, and if you're using the mobile version, it is free. It offers a ton of functionality. Honestly, it's just a great app. I use it all the time. I've made presets for it. If you want to check those out, let me know. And let me know if you have used any of these 10 apps, what your thoughts are on them, and if there's any that you would not use either. I'm about 50-50. There are about 5 that I kind of liked and about 5 that I would not use at all. Like this video if you got some value out of it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell to be notified for all future videos. Work hard, rest often, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.